So we're only a few days away from the Season 4 Reloaded update, and I want to keep you ahead of the curve on what is going to be the new metas, because from the pick ratio in this game at the moment, which you'll see on screen just now, you will know which guns are likely to get nerfed, and that includes the NZ-41, the Blixen, and the Marco 5 SMG. This video is going to go over 5 loadouts you should start leveling up right now to get ahead of the game. If you do enjoy content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as we try to reach our goal of 50k. Click that link and subscribe to our second channel as well. So starting off at number 5, we actually have a sniper class with a sniper support weapon, of course. We've got the 3-line rifle, which is one of the most popular snipers to use. The HDR is probably a little bit more popular, but this gun overall, in my opinion, is a slightly better weapon. And then we do have the Armageddon as well. So when it comes to the 3-line rifle, the build for this, you want to use the Mercury silencer. This is the one that doesn't con your aim down sight time, so I do recommend the Mercury over the MX silencer. Then you want to use the 820mm barrel for the best possible bullet velocity, and you also get good damage range out of it as well. The variable optic is going to give you a faster ADS time, and that's why we choose the 4 to 8x. Then when it comes to the stock, again, we're using the stock that gives you the faster possible ADS time. You don't really need to worry about obviously the sustained fire recoil or anything like that, because it is a sniper. Silent focus, but you could choose any perk you like here. On hand for the faster aim down sight time. The leather grip for the faster aim down sight time. The 20 round mags, because if you've got it available, why not? And it doesn't really make too much of a difference to TTKs overall. Then we've got lengthened, and then the skeletal under barrel for the faster ADS time once again. Obviously, we're pairing this with the Armageddon, which is probably going to be the best sniper support SMG in this game right now. It's got solid movement, and overall, the range on it's really good as well, especially once the Blixen is going to get a nerf regardless, so this will be the best sniper support after that. So you do want to use the recoil booster for the faster fire rate, the body barrel, which is going to give you the best possible damage range, and also the damage doesn't fall off as well. Then you've got the slate reflector. The folding stock is the best for this, especially for movement speeds. Steady perk, you can go for hard scope if you need that little bit extra recoil control. Quick polymer grip for the recoil control, 60 round mags, lengthened for the better bullet velocity, and then the skeletal under barrel. You can choose the hand stop if you need the recoil control once again. At number 4, we have a really old school class, and we've got the M13 with the Mac-10. The M13 is really popular right now, and for good reason. It's super low recoil, very easy to use, and then the Mac-10 got a buff in the recent update, so that's why everyone's using it. So when it comes to the M13, it's pretty straightforward. I don't need to spend too much time on this build. So mono suppressor for the damage range, and the recoil control, and also the sound suppression. Marksman barrel is the best for bullet velocity and range. VLK optic, 60 round mags, commando foregrips, all common stuff. We all know the Modern Warfare builds. And then when it comes to the Mac-10 build, again, we all kind of know this build anyway. So it's the sound suppressor. Most people would go for the agency, but I think the sound suppressor is a slightly better option just because it helps with the ADS time, the sprint to fire speeds, things like that. Whereas the agency will slow you down quite a bit, although you do get better recoil control. So it's a bit of a trade-off. You can choose whatever one you want here. I like the sound suppressor. Task force for the better strafing speeds. You do need that, especially to compete with the Vanguard SMGs. Tiger Team Spotlight for faster movement, or you could choose the Bruiser Grip as well. Personally, I like the Bruiser Grip a little bit better, but most people are using the Tiger Team right now. Raider Stock for the better strafe speeds, and then the 53 round drums. At number 3, we have a super easy to use loadout, and it's not going to get any easier than this. And we've got both of the P40 guns, or the M40 guns. So we've got the MP40 and the KGM40. And both of these guns are super easy to use right now. So when it comes to the MP40, first of all, you want to use the recoil booster for the faster fire rate. You could choose the short barrel, or you could choose the Krosnik barrel. Both are solid options. One's going to be a little bit better for range, which is going to be the Krosnik. And one's going to be a little bit better for slightly faster TTKs, but it just depends on how you want to use this gun. Then it's going to be the slate reflector. The folding stock is going to be the best when it comes to still keeping that recoil control in the gun, but then you do get movement speed as well. The remove stock you can use as well. Both are solid options here. Steady for the better strafing, quick for better movement, polymer grip for the recoil control. Grenko 45 round mags is still the best mags for this gun. Hollow point for better limb damage. You could choose lengthened if you're building it more like a sniper support, and then a skeletal under barrel for the faster movement speeds. Then pairing this with the KGM40, again, this gun is just super easy to use right now. It's pretty much got no recoil whatsoever, so you want to use the MX silencer for the best possible recoil control, damage range. The 720mm barrel is the best for bullet velocity. Then we're using the 3 to 6 times optic is the best for any rifle for Vanguard, of course. Krosnik stock is going to help with the recoil control and flinch. Tight grip is going to help with the recoil control. You can actually go for acrobatic if you don't think you need that extra recoil control there, and you'd rather have movement speed. On hand for better ADS times, polymer grip for the recoil control, 60 round mags is the best for TTK, and you've got the biggest possible mags available for this gun. Lengthened, and then the strafe angle grip is actually the best because this gun does have a bit of side to side recoil, and once you use the strafe angle, it helps out an absolute ton. At number 2, we have an overall solid loadout here, and that is because both of these guns are really good at pretty much everything in this game. The well gun's solid, and it's just not getting used right now because the Blixen and the Marco are absolutely broken right now, but once they do get a nerf, this gun will definitely be extremely solid once again. And then the STG's been a pretty much a solid contender for a long time now, but it's pretty balanced as well, so it's not really going to go anywhere. So when it comes to the well gun, the build for it hasn't really changed much, but we do have the recoil booster for the faster fire rate, shrouded barrel for the recoil control, slate reflector, you can choose whatever optic, remove stock for the better movement speed, acrobatic for the movement speed once again, quick for the sprint speed, polymer grip for the recoil control. We're using the Grenko 40 round mags, hollow point, and then you can use the hand stop or the skeletal. Both are pretty solid options. It just depends on if you want the recoil control or if you want the movement speed. Personally, I would go with the skeletal, but that's going to come down to personal preference. But overall, the well gun is definitely going to come back into the meta. Then we've got the STG, of course, and I don't really need to talk too much about this gun because the build really doesn't change. We're using the MX silencer, 760mm barrel, 3 to 6 times optic once again, weighted stock, which is the best at controlling recoil, acrobatic because it's going to help with movement speed, on hand, polymer grip for the recoil control, 50 round mags, lengthened, and the hand stop under barrel. This build hasn't really changed too much, that's why I went through it really quickly. Last but not least, at number 1, we have the Type 100 with the Cooper carbine. Now, the Cooper carbine is an extremely solid gun. It's super low recoil, but both of these guns kind of have the same issue. That is damage per mag. Now, the Cooper carbine, super low recoil, super easy to use, but I think with this gun, because it fires so quickly, we're actually going to need something like an 80 round mag to make it really good for maybe quads or maybe trios, for example, because you need to reload quite a lot with this weapon. But other than that, it's probably one of the best assault rifles in the game still, and that's right now, even though the NZ-41 is really, really good. So for the build, you do want to use the MX silencer for the horizontal and vertical recoil control. Cooper custom is the best. It's going to give you better fire rate. It's going to give you better recoil control. 3 to 6 times optic once again. Custom padded stock for the best possible recoil control. You get that accuracy with sustained fire. Tight grip for the accuracy with sustained fire once again. On hand, polymer grip for the recoil control, 60 round drum mags, lengthened, and then the hand stop under barrels could be the best for the Cooper carbine. And then we've got the Type 100, which is the fastest time to kill gun in this game right now. And once the Blixen and Marco 5 get a nerf and they're no longer super competitive when it comes to time to kill, everyone's going to want to find what is the fastest TTK gun, and the Type 100 is that gun. But again, like I said before, the magazine capacity does let this gun down a little bit. If it was maybe like a 40 round mag, I think it'd be really, really popular. But like I said, right now is the only thing that lets it down. So for the build, you do want to use the recoil booster for the faster fire rate, the rapid barrel for the faster fire rate, because you're also going to get overall the fastest possible TTK. Then the slate reflector, the skeletal stock, which is the best for movement on this gun, acrobatic for movement speed, perk 2 is quick again for that sprint speed, polymer grip for the recoil control. 36 round mags is the best mags for TTK on this gun. It does give you the best damage and all that good stuff. Then we're using lengthened, and then you can either use the skeletal underbarrel or the hand stop underbarrel. If you need the extra recoil control, which I think most people will, the hand stop will probably be the better option here. But overall, I think this is going to be the best loadout to use. So there we have it. Those are 5 loadouts you could use and start leveling up right now after the NZ-41, the Blixen, and the Marco 5 get nerfed, because they definitely will. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and click that link and subscribe to our second channel, and thank you very much for watching.